Want to learn how to get more listeners streaming your music on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube? Well, I've got some good news for you because that's exactly what this video is about. And in just a moment, I'm going to give you some actionable stuff that you can do right now to start getting more exposure, more streams, and more fans on 4 of the most popular streaming platforms in the world: Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube. What's up guys, Justin here, and today I'm going to share with you some ways that you can get more exposure, more streams, and more fans of your music on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And I'm creating this video in response to a question that came in from a subscriber the other day. Someone asked me, why do you always talk about Spotify and not Apple Music? Well, I actually do. A lot of times you'll hear me say things like this. If you're trying to grow a following on Spotify or other streaming platforms, a lot of times I use the phrase Spotify and other streaming platforms because what I'm often talking about applies to promotion on any streaming platform, and I don't want to take the time to list out Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Music, Deezer, YouTube Music, SoundCloud, and the literally hundreds of other streaming platforms that exist in the world. But I do acknowledge that I address Spotify more often than any other streaming platform. So why do my videos on the topic of streaming focus mostly on Spotify? Why do most of the other videos and articles out there focus on Spotify and not Apple Music? Because it's been my experience, and you may be able to relate to this, that most of the information out there to help artists get more streams tends to focus more on Spotify than anything else. Why is that? Well, I can only speak for myself here and not everybody else, but there are a few reasons that I talk more about Spotify than any other streaming platform. Number one, that's what I get asked the most questions about from artists. Most artists that I talk to that want to get more streams are primarily promoting their music on Spotify. And number two, because it's the biggest one. With 170 million active listeners worldwide, it's the platform where most people are streaming music. But Apple Music has a lot of listeners as well. Currently, there are roughly 70 million people actively subscribed to Apple Music. So it's certainly worth paying attention to, and today I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can get more streams on Apple Music and other streaming platforms. But some of what I'm going to show you is going to be specific to Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube. If you watched the last video that I posted here on this channel, then good for you. You're very smart, and I can already tell that you're going to have a lot of success promoting your music. If you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend that you do that, and I'll include a link in the video description. In that video, I address 2 basic ways that listeners stream music: actively and passively. So passive streaming occurs, for example, when someone's listening to a playlist. A person might hear your song because it shows up on a playlist that they're listening to, which is great. But a lot of times when people are listening to playlists, the music is just kind of playing in the background as background music while maybe they're working or studying or driving or working out or whatever. So getting added to a popular playlist can help you get a lot of streams, but typically a very small percentage of those streams actually result in new fans saving your music, following you, adding your music to their own personal playlists, or really engaging in any way beyond passively streaming your music. Then you have active streaming, which is when somebody's intentionally listening to your music, like when they specifically search for your music and stream it because they want to listen to your music and not just because it's what happened to come up on a playlist. So getting added to popular playlists is a great way to get a lot of streams, but in order to get new followers, repeat listeners, people that are saving your music and adding it to their own personal playlists, and all that great stuff, you need to incorporate some active promotion, actively getting new listeners directly to your artist profile to stream your music. So effective, well-rounded promotion to really grow on Apple Music, Deezer, and other streaming platforms involves getting more people to both actively and passively stream your music. Here in this video, I'm going to explain how to do both. So first, let's talk about how you can get added to playlists on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and hop over to Chartmetric. All right, here we are over at Chartmetric. Just go to chartmetric.com and you can sign up for a free account here, which is pretty cool. Chartmetric has a lot of data that tracks various charts and playlists and whatnot. And, it's something that if you run a small label or manage a lot of artists, you might be interested in paying for the full version. However, for most independent artists, this might be a little bit pricey. It's $140 a month. However, the free version still has a lot of valuable features. As you can see over here, if you go up to the playlist tab right here at the top, it'll open up a bunch of playlists. Or it'll show you a list of a bunch of playlists. So again, I'm going to show you something right here, up here at the top. If you'll notice this number right here, this is one of the reasons why you hear me talking about Spotify and Spotify playlists a lot. You hear a lot of other people talking about Spotify playlists. You probably see a lot of promotions and advertisements for Spotify playlisting services, where you don't really see a lot for Apple Music or Amazon Music playlists. At least that's not been my experience. Most people are promoting Spotify playlist services and Spotify, curator contacting whatever submissions. And here's part of the reason. If you look at the number of Spotify playlists here, that's over 1 million. It's almost 1.4 million Spotify playlists listed here in Chartmetric. Go over here to Apple Music. There's a little over 70,000. Okay, or there's like 65, 66,000. So compare that 1.4 million to 66,000. Over here on Deezer, we have 16,000. Amazon Music has 8,900. YouTube over here, 900 playlists. So this goes to show that the economy of playlisting services, there's just a lot of people that create playlists on Spotify. That's part of the culture of Spotify. There's an economy around building playlists and, putting music on it, playlist promotion, all that stuff. So that really focuses on it's just very big on Spotify. It's not as big on some of these other platforms. So that's one of the reasons why, especially when we're talking about submitting to playlist curators, you hear me mostly talking about Spotify, and that's probably why you see, like a lot of ads for those types of services, and you probably hear a lot of other people talking about playlist curation, playlist promotion, and they're always talking about Spotify because it's just part of, there's more of an economy over there. It's just a lot bigger. However, there are playlists that you can submit your music to on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, YouTube, and other playlists or other places as well. But as far as Chartmetric, you'll be able to see find some playlists that you can submit your music to on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, and YouTube. So if we click on Apple Music, for example, you'll see that over here we have a bunch of playlists, we have a bunch of curators. Now first, we'll start with, you might want to start by choosing your genre. Let's say you're an indie artist here. And then you can see a whole list of playlists. There's a little over 7,000 playlists for your genre of music right here. So that's pretty cool. So if you take a look under curators, when you see that it the curator starts with Apple Music, like Apple Music Alternative, Apple Music Electronic, Apple Music Indie. This is an Apple Music editorial playlist, essentially. So contacting them, it'll probably be a little bit more difficult to get your music featured on these versus when you contact individual curators. Like if we scroll down a little bit here, we can see this person, Matt Wilkinson. So let's check out Matt Wilkinson. All right, so we can read a little bit about Matt Wilkinson here, and you can see that he's a journalist, interviewed Paul McCartney, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is an individual. This is not an Apple Music curator. This is it's not a person that works at Apple Music. This is an individual. And if you scroll down here, you can see that there are various links to social media platforms. Now, Matt Wilkinson does not have his social media accounts connected here, so we can't just click on one of these and go directly to his social media account. However, with a lot of these curators, they do have their accounts connected, so you can reach them on social media by clicking these little links. If we really want to get on a playlist with Matt Wilkinson, then what we can do is just do a Google search for Matt Wilkinson playlist, or maybe go check out his website. As a journalist, he probably has a website. Or we can just go to these social media platforms. We can go over onto Twitter and search for him there. We can go to Instagram, search for him there, and maybe send direct messages to him, share your music, and see if you can get featured on one of his playlists. Now, I have another video that's all about how to contact playlist curators, how to go about it the right way. So I'm going to link to that in the video description. So if you actually do want to use Chartmetric to reach out to some of these playlist curators, I've got another video that gets into detail about exactly how to go about doing that. So I'm going to link to that in the video description. But my point here is what I really just want to show you is that if you use a free service like the free version of Chartmetric, you can find playlist curators on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, YouTube, a ton over here on Spotify. But that's not what this video is about. We're talking about getting on these other services besides Spotify. So that's how you get added to playlists on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube to get more streams. But keep in mind that those are most likely going to be passive streams. We also want to get some active streams as well. So how do we do that? Well, if you're a member of my private membership, Music Promotion Insiders, then you may have watched a new training session that I just uploaded to your dashboard last month, where I explained how you can create a simple lander using Hyped It and set up some low-cost Facebook ads to get new fans actively streaming your music on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and all the other platforms that we've already talked about in this video, plus many others. If you're a Music Promotion Insider member and you haven't watched that yet, I recommend that you go log into your dashboard after this video and check it out. I'll explain exactly how to set up a campaign to not just get a bunch of streams, but to actually get new fans of your music. More monthly listeners that stream your music again and again. Listeners that actually start following you, save your music, and add you organically to playlists without you having to contact anyone or pay for playlist placement. I show you exactly how to do everything step by step. There's some super valuable insights in there that I'm sure you're going to use from now on anytime that you promote future releases, so you can consistently get thousands and thousands of streams every time you release music. And if you're not a Music Promotion Insider member yet, that's okay. You can just click that little icon in the upper corner of the video or check out the link in the video description so you can go join right now and check out that new training as soon as this video is over, which is right about now. So I hope you found it helpful. Check out chartmetric.com and the YouTube video I linked to in the video description to get your music featured on playlists on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And click the little icon up in the corner to join Music Promotion Insiders now and learn how to get more fans actively streaming your music on any streaming platform. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to let me know in the comments section and give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that now. It's completely free. Be sure to tick that little bell icon to be notified about future videos as soon as they're released. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.